Oh, here we go. Are you ready, man? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What's up, everybody? It's me, San Martin, and I am here to go ahead and talk about a couple of things. But first, I got to go ahead and get this intro going, and it goes a little bit of something like this. All right, guys, it's been a while since I've been on the screen. Actually, no, I was there just the other day, but we're here in the studios, as you can see right here, Prescott Executive Studios, downtown or around town, Prescott, Arizona. I keep on thinking I want to be in downtown Prescott. I think I'm close enough. I'm only like 10 minutes away, but needless to say, we do these things for one reason only, is for you guys to get to know the people behind the scenes of the name. And today, without further ado, I want to tell everybody who you are. So tell everybody who you are, what makes you famous.
My name is Charlie Ware. I work for Heritage Roofing. We're a roofing contractor in town, and I do estimates and roof inspections for them. And I'm happy to be here.
Okay, so I sought out a lot of contractors out here in the community in general, and one of my goals is to bring people that we trust into the community in its entirety. And Charlie was one of the guys that I saw online, and after meeting with you, I felt like this was a great fit, not only because of how long Heritage has been here, but also what you guys are providing for our community. And the one thing that the Prescott community needs is people that they can trust and people that they know will be there when they say they're going to be there. So Charlie, tell everybody a little bit how many years you've been doing this, what you've been up to, and what's been going on.
Yeah, so Heritage Roofing has been around for decades, and we're a local company. Our office is out in Chino Valley, but we serve the Greater Prescott area. As far as my role with the company, I specialize in doing the estimates and inspections for them. And as a local company, we can offer a variety of different services that make us stand out. For instance, our warranties. So we do a full 10-year workmanship warranty on every new roof we install, which is going to be the best in the business. And because we've been around for decades, we're established here, that we're actually going to honor those warranties. We're going to be around. If there's ever any issues, we're going to serve you. We're going to come back out and give you that full, excellent experience.
Which is a pretty big deal, because a lot of people don't quite understand, what it takes to go ahead and have a contractor's license, and also to be able to provide a service in a due diligent amount of time. And as we were talking prior before we got live, is that this is a pretty big deal. A roof is what actually protects your interior of your home. And so we got a couple of pictures that we're going to go ahead and set up right here, so everybody could talk about, or you could talk about what has happened. And let me get it up here real quick, and let's see, boom, boom, and boom. So tell a little bit of story about what we are looking at right here, and obviously what kind of preventative maintenance can we do in order for that not to happen.
Yeah, so this is a post that I made that is drawing attention to tile roofs. So tile roofs don't make up the most amount of roofs in Prescott. I would say maybe only about 10% of the roofs here are tile, but we have 2 repair crews, and I would say about 90% of the repairs that we do are on tile roofs. They're problematic in this climate because they're really a warm weather roofing material, and we're not a warm weather climate, as you know. So they require a lot of maintenance, a lot of cracked tiles, a lot of broken tiles. And what a lot of folks don't realize is that while you might get a 50 years out of your tile, it's the underlayment underneath it that will oftentimes need to get replaced after 20, 25, 30 years. It's a very expensive process. So what you want to do if you have a tile roof is basic tile maintenance. Every few years, have somebody come out. We got to refresh those mortar balls on the roof. We got to refresh the broken and cracked tiles, and we want to inspect that underlayment, because it seems like almost every tile roof, after about 25, 30 years, one leak pops up over here, and then another leak pops up over there, and then you just start playing whack-a-mole with all these leaks because that underlayment's failing. Something I like to recommend to people too is that if you do need to get this underlayment replaced and you're starting to deal with these leaks, look at switching to a shingle roof. It's actually going to be cheaper to have a whole new shingle roof put on than to replace all of that underlayment underneath.
Is this the one that we're looking on, this first little image right here?
Yes. So what you're seeing there is worn underlayment. It's a little small on the screen, but if you zoom in, that underlayment has no more granules or surfacing on it, and it's really brittle. I could just touch it and it would just rip right off. You can see the battens, which are those wood beams that hold the tiles up, are all water soaked and rotted out. So this is the stuff that's just going to lead to bigger issues in a leak. And once you got a leak going into your house, then you're dealing with all sorts of repair costs inside the house.
This is an actual, a thought that a lot of people don't even think about, man. Like this is like, and some of this stuff happens because somebody's either going up on the roof or we've had some crazy like weather.
Yep.
What is the capacity of weight that you could have on a tile roof like this?
Well, the trick with walking on tile is there's some tricks to walking on it. If you do have to go on your roof, you want to walk on the edges of the tile because that's where you have the tile pushing down on the tile below it. If you walk in the middle of the tile, there's an air gap underneath. And a lot of times folks don't realize that, and they're cracking tiles all over as they walk around it.
So, okay, so let's talk a little bit about what if. What if you allow this to happen, and what will happen if it just keeps on going? I mean, what are the potential issues, and what is going to happen if you don't fix it?
Yeah. If you don't get this serviced and get these underlayment issues dealt with, you're going to get leaks. And once you get a leak, it's not only isn't an expensive repair inside your house because you have drywall damage, paint damage, hopefully no intense wood damage or structural damage, hopefully no floor damage. But then the repairs themselves, tile repairs, roofing repairs in general are very expensive because we have to warranty that leak. And to do that, we need to make sure the entire area around it is re-roofed. So you're looking at expensive repairs and expensive inside repairs. It's best to just get ahead of it so you're not dealing with that.
And what at this location right here, what are we looking at right now in this screen right here?
So we call those mortar balls in the industry. And anytime you have like a ridge of your roof meeting what's called field tile, they have this big glob of mortar. And again, because we live in a cold weather climate, mortar is, it absorbs some water, and then we get these hard freezes all winter long, and the water expands. So a lot of times these mortar balls will just break apart, and then they're leaving a vulnerable spot in the roof underneath it because water can get in there.
So this is a pretty big deal because when you're dealing with hundreds of thousands of dollars of investments, because houses right now, I think they're around $300,000 or more. This could potentially put a really hard if in your pocket.
Yeah.
And so how can anybody prevent this from happening? What do you guys offer in order for the community to go ahead and have this to check the roof? I mean,
So we, in my job personally is to go out and do a free inspection for you. And, something that's unique about our company is that we will always be just completely honest with you. If your roof is fine, if your underlayment's fine, I'm going to let you know your underlayment's fine. You have nothing to worry about. I'd rather you get an honest experience with me and know that you don't have to do anything, and then maybe refer me out to the next person who does need something than to say, oh, you have all these problems. So have me come out, do a free inspection. I'll take photos up there. I'll come down, show you what it looks like, and then we could discuss options, or I could let you know roughly how much years you got left in your roof or how it looks.
This is pretty decent. You wanted me to go ahead and show another image up here of a roof. So I'm going to go ahead and put this also on the screen right now. So you can go ahead and chat about it.
Yeah.
And technically, a lot of people don't understand or know. So let me go ahead and let this zoom out real quick. What is it that we're looking at right here? Is this the old one, right?
Yep. So this is just a before and after of just a standard shingled roof. And, most of our work is shingles. It's about 90% of the roofs in Prescott are shingle roofs. This is a roof that was failing. It was at the end of its life. This roof was about 23, 24 years old. In Prescott, in Arizona in general, that's a long life for a shingle roof because the sun and the weather do a lot of damage on it. But you could see the ends of all the shingles, the edges of all of them have completely frayed away. And now you're seeing the shiny white stuff on the edges. That's the fiberglass. The inside of the shingle is now exposed. It's basically being eaten away from the outside in. And there's also barely any granules left on the actual roof. So, this customer has probably seen a lot of granules in their gutters. They're just kind of shedding off every time it rains now. And this is a situation where this roof isn't looking good. It's at the end of its life. Let's get ahead of it, replace the roof before we have an expensive leak situation.
Yeah, and it could go from zero to hero real quick when it comes down to
Exactly.
an actual problem or an issue in the future. So this is the after photo right here, and this is what the actual roof should be looking at. Like, if you don't know, if you guys are like looking at your roof, I'm pretty sure that you will probably see if the roof is doing whatever it is doing. But the best part about it is that you could come up to their house and check it out for free.
Exactly. Yeah. And again, I'll let you know, man, you probably got about 5-10 more years left in your roof. And then you have the peace of mind knowing what's over your head is protecting your house, your family, everything inside of it. But it's nice to know. It's nice to know what's going on there. When you get a new roof like the one you're seeing, those shingles are warranted for 50 years, non-prorated. And then you have the 10-year workmanship warranty from Heritage. So you can just rest assured that you got a good roof over your head for a long time.
And what a great investment it is. And I was also telling you right before we got on screen is that understanding that if you're a renter and you guys acknowledge stuff that's on the roof, give your landlord, landlady, whoever may be, a call. I know sometimes people don't want to hear that phone call, but it could really save you or save them a lot of money. So, just because you guys are renting, it doesn't mean that you guys are not excluded from the damage and the problems that will occur, because it will put you out of place, especially if it ruins the whole house.
Exactly.
Like, literally.
Yeah. I mean, your landlord's going to want that phone call that says, hey, I think we got a leak in the roof, because in the long run, that's going to save them a lot of money, and it's going to save you a lot of worrying about, well, could this get worse while I'm inside?
And so the other thing that's happening currently right now is we're getting ready to experience some winds. I mean, March is known for the windiest season, and I don't think Prescott Valley people, if you're new to Prescott Valley, I don't think you guys understand what the problems or issues may happen. Or as far as the wind, but man, there's wind that is called microburst. Mm-hmm. Like, you've ever had a microburst scenario? Yeah. Tell a little bit of a story about how wind can actually really, really mess up things.
Yeah. I mean, tile or shingles. I mean, wind can get so crazy, it can pull up a whole section of heavy concrete tiles. I mean, so this is when we want to also get into what your home insurance is for. So a lot of people are scared to call a roofer out because they know roofing repairs are expensive, or they know they might need a new roof because of some wind damage. It blew a bunch of shingles off. There's an exposed area, but they don't want to spend all this thousands of dollars on a new roof. That's what your home insurance is for. And so what we're also going to do is help you understand, yes, this is something you should file a claim for, and then have your insurance come out. We'll walk you through the process so it's not as intimidating. And then ideally, the insurance will cover the expense of either the repair or a new roof. I'd also like to bring up hail. Hail oftentimes accompanies high winds or this time of year. I'd say, almost half the roofs that get done in this area are done and paid for by insurance because it's a hail claim. If you have hail damage on your roof, you suspect hail damage on your roof, have me come out, take a look at it. I'll let you know if it really is hail damage and it's worth filing a claim, because there's a good chance your home insurance will cover the cost of an entire new roof.
This is pretty big, because once again, the investment that is happening currently right now, it's like you got to take care of that stuff. You got to really, really look and focus on that. There's a lot of old houses here in this community. Mm-hmm. So this is one of the things that you guys should probably be very well aware of. And how does anybody know if their insurance is covering the roof for this type of damage?
Well, the first step is to have me come out and see if it's something that's worth filing a claim. I mean, I would say if you have home insurance, 99% sure that your roof is going to be covered by your home insurance. That's usually the number one reason why you have home insurance, is because roofs are expensive. So I'd have me come out, and then we could even look at your policy. But if you're really curious, the best thing you can do is call your insurance agent. Ask them, hey, what kind of coverage do I have on my roof? And more often than not, they're going to say you have full replacement value, which means if that roof is beyond repairable, which if there's a lot of wind damage or if you have hail damage, that means they're going to cover the cost of a new roof.
And I'm showing a picture right here. Is this little piece that's right in the middle right there? That's a hail damage scenario right there.
Yes, thanks for pointing
and
that.
Is this something that is an unseen issue? I mean, because technically, if I'm looking at it, it looks all right. But mm-hmm. what is really happening when you see something like this?
That's a great question. And this is something that you really need to have a roofer come out and take a look and inspect it for you. What you're seeing there is called a hail hit. So that is basically, if you pictured you went up on your roof with a BB gun and shot off a little hole of granules, that's a hail hit. And when your roof is speckled with those, you have all these little holes in the granules. Now, your roof isn't necessarily compromised at that point, but what happens is over the next several years, that hole in the granules is going to deteriorate and eat away because the granules aren't there to protect it. They're like the body armor of the shingle. And then after a few years, you're going to have holes all over your roof. So that's why insurance companies will cover this, because they don't want to pay for what's going to happen in a few years when you have holes all over your roof. So that's why it's important after a storm, or even, months after, you have about a year to file a claim. Get an inspector out, see what it looks like, and then we'll let you know if you should file a claim from there.
Wow, man, this is the education that most people don't really know that they could go ahead and get for free. And if that is something that you guys are offering, I'm telling you guys right now, right on the bottom, it's been scrolling this whole time. If you guys want to go ahead and get in touch with Charlie, you're more than welcome to at 520-444-0270. And if you want to go ahead and follow him on Facebook, this is his handle right here, Charlie Ware at Heritage Roofing Estimator /inspections. So Charlie, this is a pretty big deal. I think that what your job is a really honestly a saving your booty type of job, man, because technically that investment, it's a very, very big investment. Is there something that you want to share with everybody, maybe a special that's going on, or things that you are wanting to talk about with Heritage Roofing?
Yeah, I mean, so we do offer a better price this time of year because we're a little bit slower. Once the monsoon season gets near, we get very busy and booked out. So we want to keep our crews busy this time of year. It's a great time to call, get that inspection now as things are a little bit slower, because as we get closer to monsoon season, usually starts around May, we start getting slammed. And then as soon as those rains hit, boom, it's full on. So we get real busy that time of year. It's a great time now while things are a little slower. Get me out there, take a look for free.
Well, I appreciate you coming through, my friend, and I really would love for you guys to go ahead and reach out to Charlie as soon as you get a chance. We'll be sharing all of this stuff on our Facebook page, so if you forget about it, don't worry, we'll remind you again. With that being said, man, I gotta go. I know you got things to do. I got things to do. So peace, love, and happiness. Let it not be war, and remember, love always wins. We'll catch you guys later.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.